What's up, everybody? It's Matt from Peter Glenn. When you're shopping for outerwear, your jacket and your pants, it's good to know about the little pieces and parts that make these things up. This way you can have a better understanding and kind of compare so you can make sure that you get the jacket and pants that are going to work best for you and keep you dry and comfortable all day long. So starting with the outside of the outerwear and working our way in, we're gonna obviously start with the shell. This is basically the outside of the jacket. This is usually made out of a nylon type material, and it's gonna have a certain waterproofing and breathability to it. When you see those numbers, 10K, 10G, 20K, 20G, the higher the number, the more waterproof and the more breathable the material itself is gonna be. And then also they're usually gonna have some sort of coating on it too. Something like a DWR coating to actually add a little bit more water repellency, but not too much so that material can't breathe. So then when you go inside the shell, that's when you're gonna be looking at linings. So linings are there for comfort and they can be there for warmth as well. A lot of times the lining is just there for some comfort, whether it's made out of this nice satin lining, whether it's a mesh, but it actually can be used as warmth as well if you use materials like fleeces. Now, when we talk about insulation, that's actually gonna be a little bit different than the lining. Basically, the insulation is usually a fill, whether it's down, poly, or some other material that's actually in between the lining and the shell of the jacket. And then with the insulation, that's usually listed as a fill, whether you talk about 80 grams, 100 grams, 20 grams. Depending on that, the higher the number, the more fill it has. The more fill you have, the warmer it's gonna be. And that actually brings us to the next part of it, mainly with the jackets, is you actually talk about the different parts of the jackets. With the jacket, you're looking at the body and the sleeves and obviously the hood. So the body of the jacket could actually have a little bit heavier fill than the sleeves because usually you don't need as much in the sleeves. Your arms usually stay a little bit warmer. We want to keep the core of your body, basically where all your blood is going into your heart. We want to keep that warm so it can send that warm blood into the rest of your body and you don't actually need as much in the sleeves. And again, that's mostly with jackets. There are pants that do have insulation in them and do have some fills, but a lot of times, again, your lower body actually stays warmer a lot easier than your upper body. So usually you don't see a lot of pants that have insulation. It's mostly gonna have some sort of a liner. So then when we go back to the jackets, obviously you talk about the hoods. Sometimes you'll have hoods that are detachable. Sometimes they're fixed and they actually don't come off of the jacket. It really just depends on the jacket and that specific style. And then when we get down towards the arms, a lot of times you're gonna look at the cuffs of the jacket. And then sometimes on the inside of the cuff, you'll actually have an internal cuff, but most of the time on the outside, you're gonna be looking at something that has a Velcro or something to kind of tighten it up around your wrists and basically keep the jacket in place, whether it's under your gloves or over your gloves. And then obviously on top of that, we've got lots of pockets. We also have vents. In jackets, you're actually gonna see the vents usually underneath the arms. Sometimes you'll see them in the chest. With pants, most of the time you're gonna actually see it in the crotch area. And then again, sometimes you'll see it on the thighs. It really just depends on the specific pant. And those vents will actually have a mesh lining on the inside most of the time too. And that's basically so the air can get in, but the snow can't. And then from there, when you're looking at the zippers, there's lots of different types of zippers. You can have waterproof zippers, standard zippers. Sometimes you'll actually see a panel that goes over the zipper, and that's basically to give you a little bit more protection. So usually when you get those higher end jackets, you're gonna get more of those waterproof zippers, more of those extra added features, and those are all just there to actually help keep you dry so you can actually stay warm all day. And then from there, you'll actually see a lot of pull tighteners and little cords and stuff. Usually on the hood, you'll see it on the back, sometimes at the bottom, to kind of pull the hood tighter on your face for those really, really cold days. And also on the back of the hood, those basically pull away from your eyes so you can see better. And then again, most jackets are gonna have those at the bottom as well, so you can pull it tight around your waist. This is all just personal preference. Some people like to tighten those things up, some people don't. Sometimes it just depends on the conditions that you're riding in. And when it comes to pants, a lot of times on the inside, you're gonna have that internal cuff, and that's basically to go over your boots to help keep any snow from going up underneath the cuff of your pant and into your boot. And sometimes you're gonna have pull tighteners around the bottom. Sometimes you're actually gonna have them at the waist of the pants. And most pants, I don't even know the last time I saw a pair of snow pants that didn't have belt loops, but you're gonna get those belt loops, so if you do need to add a belt, you can. And the reason that's important is if you are taller and you are skinnier, they do make some pants in lengths, but sometimes the pants you want might not come in a specific length. So again, if you are taller and skinnier, you might need a bigger pant that's a little bit too big on the waist. And that way you can throw on a belt and tighten it up so you get the length you need, but you don't have your pants falling down all day long. So obviously, as you can see, there's a ton of different features that can go into the jackets and pants and your outerwear in general, but these are kind of the standard features that you're gonna see on the majority of the outerwear out there. Really just depends on how much you spend. When you spend more, you do get a lot more features and a lot more little things here and there just to help keep you comfortable. But if you got any questions beyond what we talked about on the jackets and pants, definitely leave some comments down below. We're on there every single day trying to answer your questions. We want to make sure we can get you into some rad gear, but most importantly, we want to make sure that it's going to have the tech and the features that you're going to need to help keep you comfortable all day long. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and definitely get that notification bell on too so you can find out when all the new videos drop, and grab yourself a new jacket and pants from peterglenn.com and get out and ride, because any day of riding is a good day of riding.